if I'm understanding your approach correctly, you've essentially taken AEP and you've identified your historical ticket sales data, all the customer data sources that you may have captured over the past 9 years, and then added in your rich behavioral data, which I assume comes from Adobe Analytics, and you're pulling that into the platform and able to then stitch it together and really look at how you're able to kind of, I mean, what do you do once you've stitched it together? How are you creating your profiles and your personas? And then what are you going to Brian's question, what are you going to do in the future as games come back online? And if there's some pretty innovative kind of opportunities that this opens up.
Yeah, so I think the other thing we did is we brought in a lot of third-party demographic data. We brought in survey data. I think the advice I'd give to anyone who's going down this journey is map out your matching keys and how you can stitch all your data together. Brian, who I have to thank very much for all his hard work with us, we sat down and literally before we even signed the contract and said, where are all our matching keys and how do you bring all this data together, which helped us tremendously. So to answer Brian's question, as we come out of this, we've done a lot of survey work ourselves in asking people how comfortable are they going back to stadiums. We have worked very closely with Live Nation / Ticketmaster, who are very upbeat and positive about things coming back on. And we kind of feel the audience, not to get into too depth, fall into three kind of main areas. The first area is you've got younger demographics under 25 who are dying to go back to live events. I don't really care about COVID, aren't concerned about it, and they just want to go back to their concert, to their sports game, to whatever. And that's really how they come across in answering. I'm ready, I've had enough, I'm under 25, I'm going back. Then you'll go back to the group which I'll put myself in, which is you're a father, you have concerns, you played sports and love sports and all your life, but you're concerned about your family, you're concerned about going to a game, what's the risk, how do I do it, when do I arrive at the game, where do I park, do I have to wear a mask, is there hand sanitizer, am I allowed to use the bathrooms? So there's this middle group of people who are willing to go back to events, who aren't really concerned again about the cost, they're concerned about their safety. So in your communication with them, you really have to communicate to them, here's where you're going to park, here's the time to arrive, here's where you're going to get a seat, here's where you can download the stadium, here's what you need to bring, etc., and communicate all the safety procedures and protocols that have been put in place. Whereas the first group it's the price point again. Less share wallet, they want to get to a good event for a reasonable price. The last group is they're not going to go back to any kind of live event until they get a vaccine. There's no way, there's no how, they don't care. Till there's a vaccine, till we're back to whatever the new normal is, they're not going to go in. So to answer Brian's question, in understanding those groups and what those personas look like is very important to your marketing messaging and very important to who you exclude from your marketing. Because I think exclusion is what a lost art in a lot of marketing, where we target people, but we don't exclude people. I would exclude the last bucket. I wouldn't waste my media dollars on them because they're not going to come. They're going to ruin your KPIs for your marketing metrics, and you're not going to get them. I would overspend on the younger demographic, and then the messaging for the middle demographic would be exactly as what I outlined. It's like safety protocol, what we've put in place, what the stadium's put in place. You're going to be safe. You're going to be fine. Follow these steps. You'll have a joyful experience, and we'll all be good.
Okay, excellent. So enhancing the knowledge of your customers and your customer profiles or clusters that they're falling into, you're able to really target your messaging and make better use of your ad spend.